not sure if anybody's seeing me, but I have a really cool message about pet sitters right in time for Thanksgiving. So wait, I see somebody's watching me. So thank you, that one person who's watching me. This is my first time on Facebook Live, so I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do. I see 2 people are watching me now. That's exciting. Okay, so if you don't have a pet sitter right now, pet parents, if you are looking to travel this week, hi Creighton, thanks for watching. If you don't have a pet sitter and you are traveling this week for Thanksgiving, you're kind of in a bind. So I figured I might as well do this so that I can lead you in the right direction so that you can find a pet sitter that's awesome in time for the holiday. So if you don't have a pet sitter right now and you are traveling this week, you're behind. So like you're late, you're super late. But you may still be able to find somebody. Like at the WAGPAC, we could still today take on a new client if they were in the right neighborhood and we would still have availability. But come Wednesday, we stop taking new clients and we focus on the ones that are already scheduled. So that's why I chose today to do this Facebook Live. And so where do you start looking for a pet sitter at this point? There's 2 places. NAPS, the National Association of Professional Pet Sitters, has a directory. NAPS is awesome. So you go online to petsitters.org and you do a search. Hi, Maddie and Zoe. You do a search for pet sitters in your area. So you can do a zip code search on the NAPS website. Again, that's petsitters.org. There are people from the US and Canada listed on the pet sitter directory on NAPS. So anywhere you are, you can find a pet sitter that way. The second option, if you don't find somebody in your area on the NAPS website, then you can also go to PSI, the Pet Sitters International website. And I don't know what that website is off the top of my head, but you can just Google Pet Sitters International, and you should be able to, thank you, Mary, you're awesome too. So if you don't find anybody in NAPS, go to Pet Sitters International, Google it, go to their website. They also have a pet sitter locator. Most of the time, pet sitters at this point are booked, especially pet sitters that have a small team, like 2-3 people. Maybe an individual pet sitter would not be able to take you on right now because Thanksgiving is the busiest holiday of the year for travel, which means that pet sitters are super busy. So this is probably cutting it close for most pet sitters, but you should be able to still find somebody in your area that's reputable, that's awesome on those 2 websites. And if you don't find somebody, then you need to start planning for your next trip now, especially for holidays, the Christmas holidays, New Year's, Memorial Day, Labor Day, July 4th, all of those holidays tend to be pretty busy. So every pet parent that I meet that has like a new pet, I will always say, you need a vet and you need a pet sitter. And I'm talking about a professional pet sitter. I'm not talking about like a friend, because a professional pet sitter is always going to be there. Your friend may help you out, which is fine, but your professional pet sitter has a team, potentially has a backup, so that they can always take you on as a client, take you on as a pet sit, and make sure that your pet has care if you have to leave town unexpectedly, et cetera, et cetera. So having a professional pet sitter is, to me, just as important as having a vet, right? Because you're not always going to be home. You're not always going to have access to your pets on a busy day to give them the break that they need around the holidays. And most pet sitters won't hold you to like a contract or anything like that. They will just take your pet whenever you take care of your pet whenever you need them to. So like at the WAGPAC, we do sometimes we do like promos where like on Fridays we'll be like, go to happy hour and we'll give you a discount on dog walks. So that's awesome to have, just so that you know, hey, I'm gonna go to a Nats game, or I'm gonna go to a happy hour for work, an industry trade show kind of thing. I need a pet sitter because I'm not gonna be able to go home between work and this event. So I'm just gonna call my pet sitter or schedule online. So that's why it's so important to have a pet sitter. It's just a resource. It's, at the WAGPAC, we say we make pet parenting easier, and we really do. And our team is there waiting to help as needed. So if you don't have a pet sitter and you need somebody for this week, you are late, get on it. And if you don't have a pet sitter, but you don't need somebody this week, but you still need to have a pet sitter, NAPS, the National Association of Professional Pet Sitters, PSI, Pet Sitters International, those are your 2 options for finding pet care in your area. If you're in Northern Virginia, the WAGPAC would be happy to help you. And if we can't help you, we network with a bunch of local pet sitters. So you can email us at info@thewagpack.com. That's WAGPACK.com, and I will put you in touch with one of my awesome fellow pet sitters in the area. So we've got you covered in Northern Virginia by leaps and bounds. All right, so some of you are going to be watching being like, I have a pet sitter. I'm a super professional pet parent. Okay, cool, awesome. So it's Thanksgiving. Are you going to do something nice for your pet sitter this holiday season? Because your pet sitters work so hard. And I know because I manage a bunch of them, and they're so dedicated and they're so in love with your pets, and they do so much to help you when you are busy, when you're traveling. They give you peace of mind, and they really do live for this job. And I'm telling you because I know not only my team, but I know pet sitters all over the world that feel the same way about pets as I do. So Thanksgiving is an awesome time to recognize your pet sitter. And I've come up with ways that people have recognized me when I was pet sitting, and it always warms my heart to feel like they cared, because I care, and I didn't want them to just be like, she's just in my house taking care of my pet. She just works for me, right? Because it's nice to recognize people for doing a good job. And thank you, Laura. Thank you, Norris. Oh, you're the best, Norris. Kessa and Beth, hi, and thank you for watching. Okay, so recognizing your pet sitter. One thing you could do is, if you're baking something delicious, because it is the holiday season, leave some for your pet sitter. Put it in a little baggie, put it in a little tin, make sure your dogs don't eat it. And we always want snacks. Pet sitters drive around town like chickens with our heads cut off, especially around the holidays because it's so busy. So if you give us a snack, we will love you forever. I mean, at least I will. And obviously some pet sitters might have an allergy of some sort, but don't worry. It's still the thought that counts. Notes, leave them a card, just a card that says thank you so much, and maybe make it come from your pet, like, oh, Titan loves to see you. He tells me how awesome you are all the time. That would warm my heart, and I know that it would warm other pet sitters' hearts. Email their boss. So like if they work for a company, send a message to the owner/manager and let them know why you love your pet sitter. So at the WAG Pack, we have recognition for our staff that basically is based on client feedback. So when we recognize our rock star of the year, which is our employee of the year, we base it on what our clients are saying about our staff. And there are some clients that are much more vocal than others. And it's those that are not usually vocal that aren't helping really, because we can't know how awesome your pet sitter is. I mean, we can because we work with them and we love them, but we don't know what they're doing to wow you unless you tell us. So send an email to somebody, send a note to somebody, post a review, Yelp, Facebook, Google, all three, telling them, the manager and other people in the area, how awesome your pet sitter is. So if you have somebody who goes above and beyond, who takes care of you and your pets, who leaves your house so nice and washes all the dishes for your pets and leaves them all clean and scoops the litter box with like true commitment, say that, review it, so that people can recognize that your pet sitting company is really doing a good job. And there's a lot of competition out there actually. So if you think pet sitters, there's like a few of us, there are a lot of us. So it's nice to recognize those that are doing an excellent job, because pet parents can benefit from that. And then finally, this is kind of simple, kind of obvious, but it is appreciated. Tips. Gratuity is always appreciated. You can absolutely always leave something for your pet sitters. And honestly, it's a nice thing to do around the holidays. Pet sitters work really hard. It's not an industry that rewards us financially. It mostly rewards us emotionally. But take a little, $20 bill, leave it in an envelope, put their name on it so they don't feel like they're stealing from you, and thank them. And $20 goes a long, long way. And you don't have to do this every appointment. You really don't. You could just do it around the holidays, because that's when they're gonna be busiest, and that's when a $20 bill to buy some lunch and coffee, maybe a scarf if they forgot it for the day, that would come in handy. So that's a really good way to recognize people. There are a ton of ways you can recognize people, but those are kind of the ways that I like to see my staff recognized.